Hey everyone, so let's talk about Python tuples. They're super important, and today we're going to master two really powerful things you can do with them. How to join them, and how to repeat them. Let's just dive right in.
I always like to think of programming skills as tools in a big toolbox. Today, we're going to add two brand new, very handy power tools to your collection. These are going to help you work with data way more effectively in Python. So, you ready to get started?
Okay, first things first, a super quick refresher. Tuples, they look and feel a lot like lists, right? They're just these ordered collections of items. But, and this is a huge but, they have one crucial difference. They are immutable. Seriously, burn that word into your brain. It means once you create a tuple, that's it. It's set in stone. You can't change it. And this idea is the key to everything we're about to do.
All right, let's reach into that toolbox and pull out our first tool. We'll call this one the joiner. And guess what? It uses a symbol you already know and love, the simple plus sign. Its whole job is to combine or, concatenate tuples.
So let's look at a simple example. We've got tuple 1 here, holding a few letters, and then we've got tuple 2, which has some numbers. And right away, notice they're holding totally different types of data, strings and integers. That kind of flexibility is a big part of what makes tuples so handy. And joining them? It could not be simpler. We just use that plus operator. See? Tuple 3 equals tuple 1 plus tuple 2. When Python sees you trying to add tuples like this, it's smart. It knows you don't mean math. You mean, hey, stick the second one right on the end of the first one. And boom, there's the result. Our new tuple 3 contains every single element from tuple 1, immediately followed by every element from tuple 2. And the original order is kept perfectly. It's just such a clean and predictable way to merge your data. And this brings us right back to that all-important word, immutability. When we created tuple 3, did we actually change tuple 1 or tuple 2? Nope, not at all. They are sitting there completely untouched, exactly as they were. What really happened is that Python created a brand new third tuple in memory. This is so fundamental to understand. These operations don't modify, they create. Your original data is always safe.
Okay, tool number 1 is in the bag. Easy, right? Now for our second tool. We'll call it the repeater. Its symbol is the asterisk, the multiplication sign. And it does exactly what it sounds like. It repeats a tuple's contents. For this one, we'll start with this really simple tuple called fruits. It just contains apple and banana. A nice, simple sequence we can work with.
And the syntax here is just as clean and simple. We take our fruits tuple and we multiply it by a number, in this case 3. That number is basically you telling Python, hey, I want the sequence inside this tuple to be repeated exactly this many times.
And here is our result. The new tuple contains that apple-banana sequence repeated 3 times in a row. Now, think about how incredibly efficient this is. You can generate really long repeating patterns with just this one simple line of code, and you completely avoid having to write a more complicated loop. So we've got our new tools. That's great. But what are they actually good for? I mean, when would you use this stuff in a real-world program? Let's talk about putting them to work. Honestly, there are a ton of uses, but here are 3 big ones. First, data merging. Imagine you have data coming from 2 different sources. You can just use the plus operator to combine them into one master tuple. Then there's pattern creation. Need a long repeating sequence for testing something or just to initialize a variable? The asterisk operator is your best friend. And third, template building. You can construct really complex data structures just by joining smaller, reusable tuple parts together. It's kind of like building with blocks. Okay, so we've learned how to use our tools. Now, every good toolbox has a set of rules, right? For using them safely and effectively. So let's cover the essential takeaways. There are really just 3 key things to remember. First, immutable results. The original tuples are never changed. Second, flexible combinations. You can join tuples that have completely different data types inside them. And third, they are memory efficient. These operations are really optimized for performance. So in short, they are powerful, they're safe, and they are fast. And that brings us to the end. We've officially added the joiner and the repeater to your Python toolbox. They're simple, they're powerful, and they are ready to go. So that leaves me with just one final question for you. Now that you have the tools, what are you going to build?